Welcome to number 6. So this is 22 minutes of glute butt workout, and we're starting straight away in this wide stance, just warming up, rolling up and down. And I do want you to heat up those glutes, warm up those legs muscles by rolling up, contracting your core, and then extending, arching, going down. Make this a very smooth movement. Have the hands on the inside of your knees, bend those elbows, relax those shoulders, and make this movement really engaged from the core. Don't come all the way up. Keep it low, bend those knees are pointing out towards the second and third toe, and I do consider the glutes and the hips to be part of the core and the core stability. So this is an important workout if you want to have a really nice and engaged and firm and toned core. Next one up, flat back rotation, a little bit of a wider stance, feet are parallel, and this is a mix of a mobility, stretch, warm-up movement. Make this as fast or slow as you want, or if you worked out already, if this is your second video you're doing, then you can make it a little bit faster. If this is like the first one, you're feeling a little bit coldish, or this is very early in the morning for you, then make this a little bit slower. Most important is this rotation in the spine, because I want not just to have it really toned and firm core, I also want you to have great mobility and ease in your movement. So extend those arms and rotate the shoulders, rotate the head as well. All right, side leg lift. First one up here for the side glutes and a little bit of a core. So stand on your left leg and then lift your right leg to the side. You can put your toes down a little bit if you want to, but if you want to make it harder, then don't put those toes down and keep them all the way up in the air. The standing leg, if you can see it here, is slightly bent, and the feet and the knee is just a few degrees turned out, so you can open those hips and also engage the outward rotators here, which are also glute muscles. So we're doing everything at once, and also rotate that swinging or lifting leg slightly out so that your foot is pointing forward. A little bit of ballet here to make your leg look nice. All right, try the other side. For your balance, arms go out like airplanes, with the fingers pulling out of your shoulders, elbows pulling out of your shoulders. Now bend the standing leg some, knee and foot turned out slightly, and then go ahead and lift this leg as high as possible. I don't want you to shift the upper body, so not to make this like a hinging movement where the upper body is doing all the work. I do want this swinging leg, the air leg, to do all the work. So that side glutes, that oblique core muscles, and of course the standing leg is working a lot in hip stability, in balanced position. Your foot is working a lot, the intrinsic muscles in your standing foot. Wonderful. Let's change sides. So back on your left leg for balance, then lean forward, upper body parallel to the floor, and then keep lifting this back leg. I personally like pointing the foot, so I engage the whole back side of my leg, including the calf muscles. If you feel like flexing, because some people get cramps in their calves very easily, then you might want to drink a bit more water. And then please flex the foot just to relax the calves. But if you can point the foot to engage the whole back side of your leg and just move from that air leg or the upper leg. Bottom leg stays bent, kneecaps are pointing forward toward the toes. And just to engage the back here a bit, keep those arms out like airplanes. Do the other side. To position the arms correctly, maybe you've noticed I've done this take the jumper off movement, like this, opening the arms to the sides, and then they should sit nicely on your shoulder girdle. So right leg is standing leg, knee slightly bent, kneecap pointing forward, and then lift the left leg all the way hip height if you can, extending the front body here a little bit. And if possible, contract the glutes at the top position a little bit, which will stretch your psoas even a little bit more. We can all use a little bit of psoas stretch if we're sitting. The psoas is always contracted and tight, so we can all use this psoas stretching. Wonderful. Little bit of core work, for cardio work here. Stand switches, great ski preparation exercise, by the way. So we're starting in a squat position and then jump up and twist. Come back into squat parallel and then jump into twist on the other side. So it's squat, twist, squat, twist, squat, twist. Arms can work contralaterally to those legs, so you're coming back quicker. So arms go left when legs go right, and arms go right when legs go left, if you know what I'm saying. Squat as low as you can, and if this jumping is too much for you, what you can do is just do the squats. So squat up and down without the jumping would be your low impact version. Stepping out, this is low impact now for everyone. Standing on your left leg, and now the right leg is reaching out to the side. Reach out as far as you can, which means you have to bend lower. Foot and kneecap are pointing forward. Hips stay parallel to the floor, so no hinging, no bending in those hips. Spine is upright, so stay long from your tailbone to the top of your head, to the crown of the head. And now twist those arms contralaterally, diagonally to the leg. This is engaging your core, so make sure you're not cramping, you're not contracting, getting shorter, but actually getting longer by elongating through the whole spine and making that twisting easier and faster. Come on, try the other side. So you're standing on the right leg. Left leg is reaching out right now. Same position with the arms. This is a little bit of a fighting stance. So the hands are about at the height of your cheekbones, protecting your face from whatever comes. Maybe some butterflies are coming around here. Bend the standing knee, right leg is the standing leg, kneecap pointing forward to the second and third toe. Remember, hips stay parallel, there's no hinging or collapsing in the hip. We're working on hip stability, hip balance, hip strength here. Dip a little bit lower for the last 10 seconds and reach out with those legs. Keep breathing, stay long. Now, we're coming onto the floor in a reverse plank. So come into sitting, then press the hands into the ground, lift those hips up. You want to point those feet, engage the whole back line, and then alternate lifting those legs up. You can use a little bit of momentum here if you want to. I would like you, most importantly, to keep those hips up, so not dipping, not lowering, no sagging in the hips. I want you to keep one long line between the shoulders, the hips, and the feet. Elongate your neck. So you do want to lift your chin a little bit. Look all the way up if you're working out outside, which I hope if you can. Look into the sky, look at these nice clouds and birds. Keep lifting, alternating, keep breathing. Now, stay in that position if you can, or 10 seconds for releasing those wrists. This is a little bit intense on the wrists, the elbows, and the shoulders. So make sure to not collapse in the shoulders. And now we're moving those hips up and down. So dipping low and rising right back up. Don't sit on the floor, so don't touch the ground, the grass, the carpet, your yoga mat, wherever you're working on, because I do want you to keep the tone up and the work up here so that we have the longest duration of contraction here possible. Lift those hips up as much as possible. And now focus a little bit on your shoulders. They might suffer here, so smile the collarbones, descend the shoulder girdle, slide the shoulder blades down your back. I'm sure you're doing fine. Cool. Now come onto the right side in your plank, and I'm really nice here because you can bend the lower leg. So you're coming on the knee and the elbow here and just lifting the upper leg. I really want you to focus on the upper leg here. So stay firm with your lower body and then lift the swinging leg as much as possible. Again, no hinging, no momentum here, no leveraging the upper body to lift the leg higher. I want you to concentrate the movement on the side hip here for the side glute, gluteus medius, one that will form the side of your butt. If you feel like it, of course, you can extend the lower leg and come all the way onto your feet. Wonderful. Change side. By the way, just a little announcement here. You are already halfway. So, with the same energy, we're doing the other side. Side plank on the knee and on the elbow, forearm down in that Sphinx position. And now lift and lower the upper leg. Make sure that the shoulders are far away from your ears. So in all these plank positions and all these elbows and hands on the ground position, I want to make sure that you're not contracting your stress muscle, your trapezius or the neck muscles. So make sure that you're really focusing the work on the glutes and that your shoulder girdle stays as relaxed and as lowered on your rib cage as possible. Keep breathing. You're doing fantastic. Let's change sides again. So flip over. Now we're working the lower side. That's the reason why we just kept on the knee for now. So change on the other side. Elbow plank, forearm down, hip into the side. Make it look very nice and lovely. And then lift those hips up and lower down without touching the ground. No sitting. No holidays here on the ground. We keep up the work. Feet can be either one on top of each other, so only one foot is on the ground, or if you lose your balance that way, you can have one foot in front of the other. So one foot is on the outer edge and one foot is on the inner edge. It's a little bit easier balance-wise, but as you know, I do like taking a little bit out of balance to work our core muscles even more. Change on the other side, flip it over, other elbow comes down, or 2 feet on top of each other, and then simply lift up and down. And this is not just for your butt. As I said, hips, butt, glutes, and the core, side core, front, back, everything is connected. So I mostly consider core everything between, let's say, the beginning of your thighs and what's below your shoulders. That's what I consider core, and that's what we need to be firm in order to have a strong core. We can't just have our rectus, abdominals, and our six-pack. We need all the rest as well to protect our spine and to make sure our body functions from the center. Come into your elbow plank for alternating leg lifts in plank position. That's a Pilates exercise. So you can do your Pilates, sucking the navel in, narrowing the hip points, zipping your pants up. Navel pulls in and up, and then lift and extend those legs. I would like you to point your feet so you're managing to extend the whole front line, and make sure contracting the glutes at the very top of your movement. So willingly, voluntarily contract the glutes at the very top of the movement. Make it pop out. This is to elongate your psoas in the front body, which we all need. Wonderful. One of my favorite exercises is the down dog split, because this is a chest stretch, a shoulder stretch, and an engagement of the glutes. So this is basically counteracting sitting work. We're stretching the psoas here, we're engaging the glutes while we're opening the chest and stretching the whole front line. Wonderful exercise, doing that every day almost. So right leg is working, left leg is staying on the ground. Just lift the right leg here in down dog position. Hands are firmly on the ground. The mount of your index fingers are pressing down into the floor. Middle fingers are parallel. And I'll slide those shoulder blades down up your rib cage. So you're smiling in your collarbones, having a very long spine, and keep lifting the right leg. Just the right leg is lifting. And then just stay in that position. Down dog position is always great. Shoulder opener, extending the spine. And now the left leg is lifting up. Just the left leg is lifting and lowering. So we're basically counteracting sitting position here, where we are completely losing the engagement of our glutes because they're extended or stretched, and we're having our psoas contracted and shortened the whole time. And we're doing the complete opposite right now. We're engaging the glutes, contracting the glutes, while we're stretching the psoas and elongating the front body. While at the time we're opening the chest, extending the spine, and releasing those arms down. Ain't that wonderful? One of my favorite movements. Fantastic. So now you can release your wrists, your elbows, your shoulders a little bit. Come lying down onto your belly. Keep your chest and your forehead down. Just lift those legs, turn the feet out, and then start beating your heels. So you try to beat those heels together, or the calves, whatever comes first. Keep those knees straight, keep those glutes engaged. So you want to lift those legs as high as possible, but make sure to keep your core slightly engaged. So lift the belly button up from the floor, narrow your hip points slightly, and then keep beating those heels together. Keep breathing. I know this looks really easy, but it is actually really difficult. The faster you go, the more you're wishing this was over soon. Keep going. Perfect. Turn around. I hope your shoulders and wrists are slightly rested. Otherwise, you can always pause this video. If not, or if you're back right now, come into your crab position or reverse table, and then lift those heels up and lower down. Make sure that your knees are staying over your ankles. So you have your knees in the tabletop position over your ankles, and your shoulders are over your hands or wrists. Collarbones are smiling. Make sure your shoulders are far away from your ears, and your shoulder blades are contacting your rib cage and sliding down your rib cage. Keep lifting up. Make sure you're extending all the way up as high as possible. Again, extending the front side, contracting the back side, counteracting sitting positions here. You did it! So congratulations. Tap your right shoulder, tap your left shoulder. You're amazing. Simply bend forward into a forward fold. We're stretching the hamstrings here, and we're releasing the spine forward. Keep those feet parallel. Press the heels into the ground, outer edges in the big toe mount, so engaging the feet. Then lift the sitting bones up, and then simply let the body hang forward like a waterfall. Pulling the navel in slightly just to round the back a little bit more. The head can hang down, let your hair hang whatever length your hair has. And release those shoulders down. You can wobble a little bit if you want to. And slowly roll back up, come back into standing. Let's see how your balance does after all this workout, if you can still stand on one leg. So stand on your left leg, grab your right foot as close to your ankle as possible. Keep those knees tight, thighs are parallel. And remember, the front side needs some stretching, so we're pushing the hips forward, not just stretching the quad, but a little bit our psoas here as well. Then don't forget your shoulders and your chest. So open the chest, lower those shoulders, and push the crown of your head up. Release the neck. Do anything you need to make this a really nice stretch for you. And of course, use your breathing. Exhaling reduces the tone of our muscles. So whenever you're stretching, make sure you're focusing on a long and deep exhale. Change the side. Stay on your right leg. Grab your left leg. Knees tight together. Press those hips forward, so we're engaging a little bit our glutes, just to push and press the hips forward a little bit. Now don't forget the chest. Open the chest, make your collarbones smile, and bring those two shoulders back. If you can also grab the foot with the two hands. Just make sure not to shift the foot too far to the middle. Keep the foot on the left hand side, because we're stretching the left. Exhale slowly and deeply. And one last stretch for the chest. So keep those feet parallel, heels into the ground, big toe mount presses into the ground. Then grab those two hands behind your back, bend those elbows a little. And now you can either just stay there or dynamically lift those hands slightly, exhale, inhale, lower down a little bit. Exhale, lift, inhale, lower down. When you lift, make sure that your shoulders are not collapsing forward, but that they stay behind, and slide those shoulder blades down your rib cage, opening your front body. This was the longest workout in this course, in this series. I hope you enjoyed it. There's more to come, so get ready for it. And I'll see you in your full strength for the next one.